Alright kiddos, this is going to be a brief video, relatively unedited, where I give you the answers to the test review. Number 1 is B, because a rate of 12 feet per minute times 38 minutes is equal to 456, and that's the only possible answer choice. You don't even have to worry about the other part of the problem. The answer is B. You probably won't be that lucky on the test, but on the review, don't get stuck there. Number 2 is a direct variation. Y equals kx. You've got a value for y, you've got a value for x, so use them. If you divide both sides by 30 and solve, you will end up with k equals 2/9. Quick review. 20 thirds divided by 30 is equivalent to 20 thirds times the reciprocal of 30, which simplifies to 20 over 90, and those zeros cancel, leaving k equals 2/9. So your direct variation equation is y equals 2/9 x, and again the answer is B. 3. Write an equation in point slope form. y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So that's a -9 minus 5 divided by -7 minus -6. Watch your double negatives. That'll be -14 divided by -1, because these two negatives become a positive, and two negatives in division cancel out to be a positive. There's your slope. And now use either one of the points. Y minus y1 will be y minus 5 equals slope times x minus x1 minus -6 will become +6. You can use the other point also. Number 4, event again is a direct variation. Y equals kx. Take the one place in that little table where you have both a value for y and for x. So 3 is equal to k times 1. Solve for k. Well, that was easy. K is equal to 3. Now use your direct variation equation. Y equals 3x. So when x is 2, y is equal to 6. And when y is 15, x is equal to 5. In number 5, just look for the equation that's in slope-intercept form. There's actually two correct answers, both C and D, but don't get caught up in the vocabulary of parent function, because there's other vocabulary in there that you know, and that's linear functions. X-fifths plus 3 is a slope of 1/5 and a y-intercept of 3, and 3x minus 10 is a slope of 3, y-intercept of -10. Anything with an x squared term in it is quadratic, and we haven't talked about that yet. Look for what you know. Number 6, it says the slope is 3 and that the y-intercept is -6. It should take about 4 seconds to solve that problem. Put it on a graph if you want. Here's -6, up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. Y-intercept should be right there at 2, 0. Right, number 7, you've got two options, and I'm pretty sure I did this in all 3 classes today. We'll go ahead and do it again because I know there's one exactly like this on the test. You could start by solving for slope-intercept form. So I subtracted 10x, and now I'm going to divide by -2y for 5x minus 9. And then you've got the second equation. So I'll add 15x and then divide by -3. So y is -5x plus 1. Compare the slopes. What change was made from 5 to -5? How do you make a positive number a negative? You multiply by -1. Compare the y-intercepts. -9, +1. Looks like we increase the y-intercept by 10. D is the only answer choice that matches. Number 8, which ordered pair is not a solution? It might help to see number 8 in color. We've got negative 5x minus 4y. And think of all those ordered pairs as combinations of x and y. And then just substitute them in and see which set works and which set doesn't. And once you do that for all the pairs, you should realize that this one right here, negative 1, 2, is the one that doesn't work. So that's positive 5, that's negative 8, but 5 minus 12 does not equal, 5 minus 8 does not equal 12, equals negative 3, which is no solution. Now for number 9, this takes some critical reading in order to solve. It's expected to rain between 1.5 and 2.1 inches, and it's already rained 9.7 inches. So we've got two possible slopes here. Our variable is going to be weeks, and this is supposed to total out to 33.2 inches. The ability to read a paragraph like that and write both of those equations is going to come with time. There's no magic bullet. There's no quick and easy way to get good at that. Either you can read words and write an equation to go with them, or you can't. Be working on putting you in the position where you're challenged to do that. But if you see something like this on the test, I encourage you to do the best you can. If you solve both of these equations for W, you'll get about 11 weeks for this one, and you'll get about 15 and 2/3 weeks for this one. In fact, I think you get exactly that. The only answer choice in between is 13 weeks, so the correct answer is B. Number 10 is actually a very interesting application of standard form. Unfortunately, it's an inequality, so it really shouldn't be on this review, but I can show you how to do it. Let x equal algebra problems, and let y equal science problems, and then write a standard form equation. It's going to take her 5 minutes to do every algebra problem, 6 minutes to do every science problem, and we want her to be able to do her homework in the 55 minutes before she goes to bed. So that means we need less than or equal to 55. And let's go put our variables in there. 5x plus 6y should be less than or equal to 55. And now just go substitute in, as though those are ordered pairs. But your ordered pair here is algebra problems, comma science problems. The only answer that's going to work here is C, I believe, because if you plug in 8 for x and 2 for y, you'll get 52 minutes, which is the only one that comes out less than 55 minutes. Again, interesting application of standard form, and something that's really difficult to teach. I'm working on putting you guys in the position where you can better write equations. This particular case is an inequality, but the general idea of reading words and writing equations is pretty important. Alrighty, and number 11, you're given a graph, and you've got a line on that graph, and that line passes through 0, -1 for the y-intercept. You're told that y-intercept is going to decrease by 2, so just decrease that y-intercept by 2 and draw a new line, and then find the slope of that line. I don't even think you have to do that. What happened? Did the slope increase, decrease, stay the same, become positive, negative? Well, the slope increased. It got steeper, just like we did in class today on that blue packet. So the answer is C. And last but not least, you've got a slope-intercept equation and a value for y. So take that value of y and substitute it in. Instead of, you see a y in the equation and you've got a y value given, substitute it in and solve. It should be -7 equals -4/5 x. Remember to multiply by the reciprocal, which is 5/4, but it's also negative, so we should really multiply by -5/4 on both sides. -5 times -7, if it helps, write -7 over 1. That's going to be positive 35 over 4. And on the right hand side, all we're left with is x. So 35 fourths is the final answer.